Here's another question from Cora. Why is death metal not popular? I mean, here's the thing. I could 100% tell you why, because it's very inaccessible music.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, like it was weird. I tried to show my mom Clit Eater, and she just like was not into it at all.
She didn't appreciate the racist overtones with the Confederate flag.
Yeah, it was. She was all of. Yeah, she had no problem with the name whatsoever.
I'm sad that Clit Eater has the racist overtone. That like kind of made me a little sad because you want Clit Eater to be. Yeah, good. You want them to actually be teaching you how to eat a clit, which you absolutely don't eat it. You lick a clit. You want lick it. You do this.
Stop! What the fuck are you doing, man? Don't do that. Oh,
this guy goes mainly because most people don't understand it. People tend to gravitate to what they understand, and death metal is so misunderstood. It's almost offensive. Heavy metal in and of itself is very misunderstood genre of music. It's very heavy, it's loud, and on the surface at least appears very inane and noisy. I think they mean insane and noisy, but that is far from the truth. Heavy metal is a very deep genre of music and combines very talented use of musical art along with lyrical talent and in some cases poetic meaning. Heavy metal is deep in the sense that it appeals to that raw primal instinct, but the lyrics are usually very meaningful and deep. Behind every angry song there's some sort of positive message.
I don't think that's true.
I'm going to say that's not true.
I'm going to say that's not true. I'm going to say maybe some of them, but I'm going to say some of the people writing those songs are just writing songs, writing words down that they think sound cool and, badass and shit.
And also writing nasty songs.
Yeah, I can't really think of any metal with a positive message. Sorry.
I think their Power Trip, I thought got close.
If not us, then who? That was a cool one. But again, Power Trip was, a little bit closer to punk than metal, and punk
the best metal. I think they honestly best metal band of the last like 20 years.
I agree. I saw them at a club with maybe 40 people in 2012. I want to say one of their first shows, and I was immediately like, "Oh, this is the greatest band that's ever been."
Yeah, they were so good. I at the risk of sounding like Mancow, I think we were the last people to interview Riley before he died, and I'm always just like, man, that guy was so nice and he was cool, and he made the best music ever. Let's go.
Maybe someone else interviewed him. Just don't. I mean, I just know.
I'm not saying we're the last one. We're one of the last because
don't. Why did you just cow that situation? You're like, I don't want to sound like man.
He didn't cow it because he wasn't like I could see the life leaving his eyes. That would have been
no. Yeah, I wasn't man cowing.
No, he cowed that 100%. Bryan, by the way, you sent me one recently. What was the one that you sent me? That Mancow claimed to have had there's a recent one where Mancow has claimed to be the last person to talk to someone, which, by the way, Bryan, I looked it up. Absolutely. This one's verifiable because he claimed to be. Yeah. No, it's not true. It's 100% not true. It's a lie. I found out it's a lie.
He goes, I was just telling so this person posts, I remember when Mancow had Scott Weiland on the show, and when they were talking about the song Interstate Love Song, Mancow asked, did you sing Feeling Like a Ham and Mustard Shake? Scott laughed that's a bad joke. And then what I tried to do was do that. Feeling like a ham, and so it doesn't even fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He gave him like a polite laugh.
Maybe. A ham and mustard shake, feeling like a ham and mustard shake. Oh, I get what he's. I thought he was doing the chorus. And Mancow goes, I was just telling my wife about that and how I did the last interview with Scott, and it was so sad because I knew he'd be dead soon. He had the death rattle. So
he's claiming he heard him have the death rattle. Like the death rattle is like the last thing.
The last thing.
It comes out of your mouth, like the last audible sound you make before you die, like moments before.
Like the other thing I do aside from talking about metal is I'm an ER nurse, so I can tell you what happens when somebody's dying and it's not politely laughing at your bad joke.
Yeah.
He had interviews afterwards. I looked it up. I found the actual last interview. It's documented. His last interview.
A pain in the ass. Oh, did you find Mancow's interview?
No, it wasn't with Mancow. That's what I'm saying. There's no like mention of the Mancow thing. It's just the last interview. Yeah, is a different interview.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do one last thing here before we get out of here. This person asked on the subreddit, what have you seen or experienced really strange during a metal concert or festival? This is from r/death metal. Now, I've seen this. This guy, the death metal guy, some face sitting during the autopsy set at Milwaukee Death Fest. Now, I've seen that. There's video of that. Somebody sent it to me yesterday. And there is a lady sitting on a guy's face in the mosh pit, and he's just eating the fuck out of her pussy. It's crazy. Yep.
It's super nasty.
Yeah. It is a weird place to do it, I'm going to tell you. I mean,
You're in a blazing hot parking lot with people that haven't showered in days, man.
Yeah. But he was going to town. That's admirable. He was going to town. He wasn't complaining or nothing. You know what I mean? He goes, this person goes, I saw two dudes crouched in a pit playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right before Bandit started playing. Pretty sure there's a pic of that circulating around too. So guys playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
I kind of don't like that one because I don't know when it happened, but I feel like nowadays people do shit like that to try it. Do you know what I mean? They're like, I'm going to go to this thing. I'm going to do something you wouldn't expect me to do, you know, and like try to get a viral photo or whatever.
I mean, you can say what you want about me, but I'm probably going to eat pussy before I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Any day of the week.
I know you. Yeah,
Don't
you
clip
are.
That. Don't clip that. I'm going to eat pussy.
Do you eat, Brian, you eat pussy?
What do you think?
I don't know.
I do that thing.
He's putting his finger through, but are you, not to be too vulgar, but do you do oral sex?
I go crazy on a pussy.
Hito Bryan strikes again.
Hey, no, respect, man. Big respect. I don't know that you should. Yeah, you probably shouldn't talk about it.
I'm pretty good at it.
I mean, you just shouldn't talk about it just because your wife is. I shouldn't have even asked. It was kind of rude. You know?
You're rude. That's okay. This guy goes at Static X and Download UK. Some guy wandered past with a Tesco bag that was buzzing. Moments later, there were wasps everywhere. That motherfucker had lobbed a wasp nest into the mosh pit. Now, this is true. There is video verifying that somebody threw a wasp nest in a mosh pit, and it looks terrifying. There's so many wasps.
It's a very rude thing to do, I think.
I said that I a couple years ago when I went to the gathering of the Juggalos, I said the same thing. Like, people bring fireworks in and they shoot them at the fucking stage. And it's like, it's not just ICP playing at this fucking thing. They were shooting them at fucking Kid and Play. Those guys are like 50. You know, those guys are probably pushing 60. They're up there trying to do their fun little ain't gonna hurt nobody show, and guys are shooting fucking bottle rockets at them.
So would everybody think, is there anybody who would be like, oh fuck yeah, when the fucking wasp?
I think all of them were. I think all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in the moment, like it's a bad thing to do, but like at a death metal show, are people so hyped up and into it that they're kind of like, this is so fucking hardcore, and they actually like it.
I can't imagine being in that moment surrounded by stinging angry wasps and thinking like, this is cool. The thing that I like is clearly rewarding me for liking it.
Yeah, you don't think that people would be like super pumped on? Nobody would be pumped on it. You don't think?
I don't think so, man.
I think it's a story. Sometimes you got to think about like.
I think you could be. I just thought about it. You could get hurt, or people could be allergic to it as well, and then they could like it could be a real serious thing. You know? Yeah.
It would be a funny thing to tell people, though.
Yes, it is funny.
Agreed. But it's definitely funny, and like in hindsight, it's funny.
In the moment, no, I imagine everybody's actually pretty pissed off.
I'd be mad. This person, like, it's like when you go to back in the day, I don't think this happens as much anymore, but you go to a metal show and somebody brings stink bombs and you're like, why'd you bring stink bombs? Why'd you do that? Like, now you just ruin everybody's time. It used to happen all the time at the skating rink when I was a kid. When we would go, a guy would bring stink bombs, and it's just like, oh, great. Now the whole place smells like shit. This guy goes, somebody threw a dead rat on stage when I saw Full of Hell a few weeks ago. Also went to an Origin show where the lead singer did a stage dive and got back on stage with a dislocated middle finger. It was bending like a solid 90 degrees. He popped it back in, and they kept playing the show. I mean, okay. I mean,
he's a singer. He's not a guitar player.
Yeah, he doesn't need his finger.
Deal.
This this guy goes, didn't see it, but apparently a girl got ate out during an autopsy pit at Milwaukee Death Fest when I was there. And then this guy responds and goes, pretty sure that was the same chick who pissed on a dude. I think I got pic saved somewhere. So that guy has the pictures of it. So, and finally, we got two more here. Singer of Morbo Sadad lit a Bible on fire, threw it into the crowd, and we treated it like a beach ball at a Grateful Dead concert, knocking it into the air as long as we could. Good, unholy, wholesome fun.
I don't think that. I don't believe that, because it just physics. It doesn't. The beach ball works because it floats up and it has sensation. You can't be hitting that Bible. It would hit the ground almost immediately, I feel like.
Joe, I have a suggestion though for the next time you go to a big festival. Can you dunk a beach ball in gasoline and throw it up? It won't burn forever, and people can hit it. It'd be a big fireball.
Sure. I mean, I could see that being fun. I suppose. I don't know the logistics involved in this. I don't know who's going to let me bring in a bunch of gasoline to a festival.
No. That is usually a problem when you're trying to get your gasoline into it.
I would say that pretty much everybody will let you bring that gasoline on account of the gun that you're going to bring with you.
Finally, this guy goes, I think it was Behexen throwing blood and dead rats at the audience. The room was super hot, so it started stinking real bad soon.
That's again, it's like, yeah, man, this is so fucking grimy. This is so nasty and shit. But it's like, yeah, in the moment, it's smelly, disgusting, bloody, dead rats, and it's pretty nasty.
For some reason, now he goes Circle playing with Circus Mundus Absurdus. Lots of stretched genitals and pierced nipples and a circular saw. So I don't know if you know that band, Joe, but
I wasn't familiar with them doing, I guess, the Pain Olympics at Origin shows or Circle.
And Spellgoth doing his usual CBT act on stage. And for you people that think it's cognitive behavioral therapy, it's not.
It's not. It's a much better. It's a much better thing for your psyche.